Don't be afraid to speak up. You know, I do not want another child, or we're spending too much money. The kids are not going to private school. Release some of the pressure from the marriage, and it might just get better. And from the woman's point of view, or for the wife's point of view, if your husband is under a lot of pressure and is pulling away from you, you need to be very vigilant. And if he is seeing another woman, that woman has his heart, and you are in trouble. Take precautions. Leave if you have to.
Nancy?
You know, Dr. Phil, I'm just so overcome with the sadness of this case. What I take away from this is the truth. This is what happened. And if you are in a relationship and you're the only one in it, and you're trying and trying and trying, if you've got a guy like Chris Watts, it's not going to get better. You need to leave and find your happiness.
Yes,
What do you think?
Yeah, and the other thing is that these type of people can be natural performers. They are very likable, they're very approachable, they can be very charismatic, and when you tap into things that you find fault with, they become unglued. So look for those signs. Do they have the appropriate emotion that fits what they're saying? If things are off, ladies and gentlemen, listen to that, because that's telling you it is off, and don't make excuses for it.
Steve, you're an enforcer here. You're a policeman here. You deal with these perpetrators. Tell these people how to protect.
Dr. Phil, it takes about 7 times in domestic issues before a woman will come forward and take action against her husband. So in this case with Watts, he had a great front stage. Look for those little things, those little subtle things behind the stage that are going to tell you that there's a problem. And it may be not be something you need to contact law enforcement for, but reach out to social services, reach out to a psychologist. And I just want to say that law enforcement did an excellent job. He was a horrible criminal, and thank God for that.
Yeah. Don't be in denial. I mean, if something doesn't feel right, acknowledge that to yourself. I'm not saying give up, but I'm saying also be aware in your mind and take precautions. My wife, Robin, is one of the foremost ambassadors in the fight against domestic violence. And she just returned from Capitol Hill, where she testified about this and some other issues with women about domestic violence. And she has something that she created called the Aspire app. And the Aspire app is an app that you put on your smartphone, and you can download it for free, and it looks like a news app. It just says news, and when you open it, sure enough, it gives you the news. But it actually is an alert, because you tap it 3 times and it sends out a message to whoever you have pre-programmed it that says, I'm in trouble and I need help and I need it now.
That's right.
And this is a lifeline that saves lives, right?
That's right. And sometimes your abuser will take your phone away from you. So I always like to tell everyone, if you know that you have a friend, a coworker, or a family member being abused, and maybe they have had their phone taken away, do your best to sneak a phone to the victim and download that app. And there's always a way, find that way to get a phone to a victim so they have it, they can hide it, and that's their lifeline out of that situation. And especially if they have children. They're on that app, there is a page that tells shelters and other places to go when they are ready to get out. But also it says the safe way to exit a violent situation. So there's all kinds of information on there, very life-saving information. I'm very proud of the app. It was recognized on Capitol Hill as one of the top 2 apps at best educating the victims and everyone else on domestic violence. So yeah. I do hope that people will go to whengeorgiasmiled.org and